I got my mirror ball. I got this. I love lights. When I was a little kid, I'd stare off inside the light bright. I just wanted to live in there. Live inside a light bright. So now we do. We made it happen. Hello, welcome to my tube. If anybody is out there, my name is Margie. I am a Heyoka empath. I like having these little talks on how I feel about things, and I'm just freaked out by everything. So I'm going to talk about it, because I don't like to keep it inside, because then I feel all powerless, and then that powerlessness goes from powerlessness to fear to anger in about 0.2 seconds. So it's just easier for me to talk about things I'm afraid of, and kind of gives it less power. So that's what I'm doing. It's been a week now since Sweet Benny went to heaven and went to the no place space, is what I call it, the ethers, and I am just struggling with how things are now, and then like Tucker was up last night with a stomach ache, and then Luna and so I'm just like, dude, they're all running to the Rainbow Bridge, and it's just so much transition for my big heart to carry. So I've been trying to do things using my energy wisely. So Ma and I took off the other day, and we went down to Espanola. Yeah, it was overcast when we started off, and then the sun cleared up, so it got super hot when we were down there. So we expeditiously made our way back, and we were able to hand out some waters to some folks, and that's something that Mom enjoys doing as much as I do, because we went out without so much in our lives. It's just, I recognize people in society that just need a break, so we try to offer them one. And so basically we drove down to Espanola to hand out a few waters to some folks, and then turned around and came back. So that's just, and then we stopped at the Trading Post, one of the restaurants. Mom hasn't been out in probably a year and a half, like on an outing. So first we went up to Pot Creek, and then we made our way down there, and then we stopped back in from lunch, and I was floored because the waitress, God, I can't remember her name. She's a nice lady. She always helps me with my to-go orders. And she said, I kept trying to pay her, and she was like dodging me, and she said, did you remember that woman that was sitting that table by the door there? And I said, yeah. She said she was watching you with your mom, and said how precious it was. She thought you two were adorable, so she bought your lunch. Yeah, so that was kind of nice. And then talked to a real estate agent in town, and then ran into him at the flower shop the other day, where he was recommended to me, and it was nice to put a face with the name and stuff. So that was kind of cool. So I've been having positive engagements when I go out. I just don't like going out. And then I went to the Family Dollar, and there's a guy there that I'd never seen before, and he came from on the other side of the hill, Myers, or I don't know, someplace down by Espanola, someplace down there. He came all the way up here to open the store. And because they can't get people to work, they just I don't know. I always wanted to work, like I always had so much energy. I wanted to go use it wisely. I didn't want to just sit there, because I get so much, and then I want to dull it because it's not comfortable. And that's what I'm seeing in the world, is a lot of people that are dulling their senses because they don't want to deal with things. I just have been doing extra sets with my dumbbells because I'm sad about Benny, so that's how I've been handling my emotions. So So I want to call today, what is today's top? Population. I want to talk about population and why. See, I think society, I'm one of those, I'm a contrarian, so I rise above where everybody else sits from my lower perspective in life. From looking at the bottom, I see up, and from being at the bottom. And so I see how people operate, you know, and they say how they're of service to others, and they're really only a service to self. You know, the whole planet is about trickery and manipulation. If it wasn't, marketing wouldn't be such a prosperous industry. It's all made up. It's all manipulation, getting people to act and spend money and do things, you know, that they wouldn't ordinarily do with their own free will. That's why I'm big on astrology. I ain't into all that witchcraft and stuff like that, because see, I'm about what's good for everybody, and people like to play with people's free will and manipulate and tamper, and I'm not about that. So, you know, people do what they want, that's fine. I just understand that there's consequences to our behavior. When we act certain ways, and then we act certain ways for a consecutive amount of time, there's a likelihood that our life is going to continue in a trajectory. Right? Based on the time we were born and the lessons that we are to learn. And people aren't learning their lessons, and they still believe that America's not alive. A little while ago, I keep talking about what came first, the war movie or the war. And so I put it in my search engine. What came first? What's the first war movie? According to this, the first war movie ever made was Tearing Down the Spanish Flag, a one-scene short film in 1898. That plants seeds. MASH was made in the 70s, right? They wanted to make Vietnam cool. They wanted to make their presence in Vietnam by same scenario with the Korean War, right? But look what our guys are going through over there. Over there, they're going through hell. Well, to the people over there in Vietnam, they are going through hell that we put upon them, and then we paid ourselves hazardous duty for being the hazard. You have all these dudes that freaking just went over there like they did with my military engagement. I saw the same thing. It's like a free-for-all. JAGs are busy because they're trying to fucking keep the little butter bar lieutenants from screwing the tech sergeants, because it's just it's an incestuous environment. I don't know what Roblox is. Do you need something, Mom? No. So they made MASH, and then look at on the road I look at all these heaps of creeps that drive Jeeps because of a TV show. Because of a TV show. Because of a TV show. Incidentally, people don't understand that we've been bombing countries and places we don't belong for decades, and we never once had permission from Congress. But those are the rules. Congress has to agree. But no, they had the back door with the joint forces bullshit. Okay. So, but hey, you got all the populations of the little towns full of born and raised that they're stuck in their loop. So they're all you got to do is tell them is like, hey, it's Easter, like that stupid bunny, go look for an egg, and everybody jumps. And then they're like, oh, 4th of July, go blow shit up. Okay, let's do that. Everybody jumps. All these fucking little mental minis, they don't do nothing to make their area better, right? They make nothing to make their community. They sit on their couch and they play their video games. But everybody sits in a house that plays video games, right? But they never build the fucking houses that they sit in. They don't plunge the toilets on the toilets that they crap on with their terrible diets and eating all their junk food, and then they stuff it down in the infrastructure, and then it gets clogged, and then they call somebody and they're like, I'm a dirty, disgusting pig. Can you fucking come clean up after me? And that's what America is. It's 7 holidays, and they just keep people in loops. And then every now and again, they'll make a movie that's been made for 20 years ago, and they keep making the same movies, but they keep people stuck in their nostalgia. Oh, remember how good it was back then? No, you just didn't know how much it sucked yet. It was never that good. It's been good for a few people that like to play the game. You want to clean your eye out? Because it's hard for me to watch you do this over here. You want to fix it? Go ahead, fix it. Go ahead. You go ahead, fix your stuff. You're digging in your eye, so now you got something to dig out your eye with. You got people that don't know how to do anything, and then they want to do all these things, and it's like energy only it flows. What you get back, what you put out. So if you never do anything but play, when you go to get something that you work, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. Do you want this or not? You gonna drink it? So population, they lie about everything. America lies about everything. They make movies about wars, so then they make you excited about sending your sons and daughters off to fucking kill people in places we have no business in. And then this country doesn't think it's gonna get its karma back. It doesn't think it's gonna get back its harshness. And look around, America's a third world country. Look at all the big cities. There's tent cities everywhere. There's tents popping up all over the place in Taos, New Mexico. New Mexico is the richest fucking state in the union, but it's also first in greed. Because they just use fucking millions and billions of dollars on stupid bullshit, but they don't want to get good jobs to people that are qualified. They'd rather give it to their stupid cousin. That's why it's last in education. It's first in fucking murder and drug abuse and alcohol abuse, because it's number one in doing whatever the fuck it wants to with its free will. So now we live in Babylon, and every day I get to see stories about how another pedestrian got hit and killed by a hit and run just because, people that do what they want to do, they're not held accountable. They're not going to stop and be like, you know what, I took this life, I was wrong, I need to make it right. That's why America's going to shit, because they've done all this fucking harm, made trash all over fucking planet Earth, and then think that they're going to be forever perpetually rewarded for being a great place. That's not even how karma works. And everybody has an opportunity to step up, and when things happen in their own fucking cities, their own catastrophic events. There's this dude that I try and listen to him with all of his fucking googly garbage between his astrological reports. Lives in Kerrville. A dude had a fucking perfect opportunity to be of service in his own community. Right? Just fucking go get a couple loaves of bread, some sandwich meat, mayonnaise, mustard, cheese, slap together a couple dozen sandwiches, walk down to where fucking people are digging out stinky dead bodies, hand out the sandwiches to the people and be like, hey, thank you for doing what you're doing. Because I'm not up to it, but they do nothing. They're all fucking video warriors that sit behind their cameras and talk about how, all the same bullshit that keeps planet Earth headed in the same trajectory. Sports, contrived reality. Hollywood, it's an extension of Washington, D.C. Politicians, they're actors. They all get paid for a session, like an episode. But America just buys up the two-party system, and America's the greatest country in the land. And I fucking look around and I see a real-life version of WALL-E, dude. There's people that like to ride their motorbikes all over New Mexico. There's a motorbike. All I see is hogs on hogs. Hogs on hogs. More people let themselves go. Let their environment. And New Mexico loves their fucking perverts. This dude that I know, he would tell me stories about how when he was down in Las Cruces, fucking young women would go around looking for other young women to take them back to Zorro Ranch. There's never any consequences, and then it's always just it's whatever for the ratings, right? Like they give you a dangling carrot, like justice gonna be served. Oh, nope, you thought it was. They fucking, those wily bastards, they got out of it again. The people talk about the deep state. No, motherfucker, it's not the deep state. It's the fucking fake state. And all you stupid motherfuckers fall for it. It's a circle jerk of greed. It's just a bunch of stupid rich people playing games with the lives of everybody else on planet Earth. But hey, if you go out, you bring your little sign, you're really making a difference, aren't you? You're really making a fucking difference. Yep. Taos is such a... New Mexico. Planet Earth is a fucking joke, dude. Like, you know, there are like 8 billion people on the planet. Oh, yeah? Who counted all the 8 billion people? Because when I was a little girl, I remember in China, they were displacing all the female girls, which they were aborting fucking female girls. You could only have a boy. And you could only have one kid. So you're telling me 40 years later, population numbers have just grown to 8 billion. You can't get people to fucking work on anything. But there's 8 billion people on the planet. Anybody that believes that, like, go back and wait for fucking Easter. Go wait for Christmas. Go wait for the fucking 4th of July. Go wait for all that stupid bullshit that fucking doesn't matter. You know what matters? That people have a roof over their head. That's what matters. That they have access to clean water. Everybody in Albuquerque's like, the Rio Grande's drying up. Oh dear, the Rio Grande, it's drying up. What are we gonna do? I don't know. Maybe borrow some of the water that flooded Rio Doso. Because they got flooded and houses washed away. So like some places, destitute. Other places, too much. But they can't figure out how to spread that shit around. That's weird to me. It's almost like people profit from people suffering more. And you have the astrologers. These are the potentials of the energy. And when these planets aligned, there were these engagements, military, bad things that happened. Oh yeah? Well, people have their free will, so they don't have to do those things, but they just can't seem to help themselves. And as far as any famous person that dies, I haven't had a vacation in 7 years, so maybe that's my saving grace, is that I didn't drown because I didn't get to go to a fucking island and splash around and fucking play too much, right? They're all fucking phosphor prophets. I ain't never met none of them. None of them give a shit about me. None of them came and said, Marge, I've seen that you need help looking for stable housing for your mom. Let me come in and help you. How many phosphor prophets in Hollywood can come in? Oh, Hollywood, but Dolly, she's given 1 million books away. To fucking who? Name one kid that got a book that Dolly, one of the millions. Name one kid. Do you know any? I don't know any kids. I never known any kid. And I've known a lot of kids in my life, but you'd hear like, hey, this kid got one of Dolly's books. But no, you don't hear, because this shit don't fucking exist. It's all money laundering. So you don't get none. Because there's nothing to go around. Because it's all for them. Because they're such wonderful phosphor prophets. So no, I don't feel bad when phosphor prophets die. You know, they had a better run than I did, and they didn't do much to help me. And I you know, me and Bobby, we already done more in the last couple weeks than most of these people have done in their whole life. But they've had a good life for what? Pretending? Pretend like you're in this family. Read these lines. Act like this, and you can have a good life for the rest of your life. Why can't fucking everybody in America have a good life just for fucking being born? Because America's a fucking contrived reality. All countries are. America, the world is contrived. They tell you how to see it and how it is, and you're like, oh, this is reality. Based on a bunch of people that have never fucking changed a tire, never done an engine swap, never fucking, unclogged a drain, never done one dirty fucking job. One dirty fucking job, but they're out there, always been taken care of, never gotten in trouble, always gotten out of trouble, no, but always done stupid shit, and then they get out of trouble, and then, but there's no consequence, and then people that are just trying to live their lives are like, how come our blessings are being blocked? Because they are against you. Because if people, my brother even said that to me one time. He even said the fucking words, I'll never forget it. He said, Margie, you act like if they're not for you, they're against you. And then I'm like, it literally fucking says it in the Bible. But okay, I'll believe you, Mr. fucking slam my head into the ground and hit your own fucking mom with your, when you're over 18, you got back from basic training. And they're all like that. All the fucking people, they're like, look at all the assholes that come from, they're little mamas, bitches, boys. They come from single parents, single moms, dad wasn't around, and then so they fucking overcompensate. They're all fucking lavender wives. Like, look, Obama, my brother, like all these fucking, all of them. It's all of them. And then they all go to their little parties, and then they support each other. Like, I couldn't get a place to live in California, but my brother's always had the hookup because of his fraternity brothers. But I don't get a fucking break. It's just so, all of the grossness is now coming out. People are, because you can't act like you're a decent person and shit on fucking, the people in your constituents. And people aren't going to buy it. They're not going to buy it. My world is contained for right here. So my world is still contained to this area, and it don't really have that world out there. It's never been for us. The supposed 8 billion people on the planet, it's never fucking been for us. Because none of that shit, Mom was too busy trying to survive. Like running from men in the fucking woods with us kids. Me and with our favorite toy. Pick your favorite toy. We gotta bug out, So I've always known what a fucking shithole America is. It's just all the other people, they've lived in a bubble. And as I get older, all these bubbles are fucking popping. Because people are like, oh no, the government's not here for me. FEMA's not here for the... This is a lie. That's a lie. Oh my God, I've been eating live soup my whole life. Okay, yeah, now what? Now what are people gonna do in the community? See where I live? They're all, support local business, support local business. Oh yeah? Then I go to a local business, and then the locals are charging me twice as much that I could get it in another place from a conglomerate. So, like, they fucking screw you over. Because you appeal to emotion, and then I look at their overhead. I look at the car that they drive. I'm always looking at this stuff. People on the internet, like, you're always asking for help because your shit's broken, but what are you doing to give back? What do people aren't doing jack shit to give back, but they still have their conferences in Sedona. How many people that fucking haven't had a shower in a long time did you pass, or like, that need clean water, or just a fucking, somebody just not to ignore them? Like, there's so many people that don't even have the mind to even navigate through Earth because of these made up fucking systems that these bullshit people without any practical skills have created. Like stocks, politics, all of it, it's all fake shit. Fake shit. But the fact that more and more people are going to be impacted by clean water. Like, they're always talking about clean water in New Mexico and droughts and shit. And I'm like, no, there's no drought. I'll believe that there's a drought in New Mexico when the rich fucking assholes at all the ski valleys stop using the water that doesn't get to trickle down because they're busy making fake snow. So if they're allowed to do that, how am I going to believe that they really care about water, that there's even a water problem at all? You know what I mean? Because rich people fucking lie because they live in a fucking bubble. When I was in the Air Force, when I was stationed off at Air Force Base, I remember talking to my flight chief. I got in trouble, so I had extra duty, and he came in, and I said, you know what the difference between like lieutenant colonels and up, like major, like officers, general, like the brass, you know what the difference between them and these fucking dudes pushing a cart with a bottle of booze in their cart, you know, through the street with everything they are? I said, you know what the difference between those two guys are? Is that one was born to privilege and advantage, and the other was born to disadvantage. They didn't have the advantage because it was too busy going to this person. That's only because they have the same mentality. They live in their own reality. And Sergeant Peterson was like, you know what? You're not wrong. See, because their reality is based on what they're being told. So of course dude's going to stand at the podium and talk about what a wonderful job he's doing because they're telling him he's doing a wonderful job. And then that just makes him look dumber. Because what are we to learn? What are we if we are not our discernment? If we can't figure out what is fucking true and what is bullshit, then why are fucking people even bothering going out in the world? If like I don't live in a fantasy bullshit world. So I'm not gonna believe if you're fucking all to your face, unless you've been in a terrible accident and it's been like a cosmetic thing, but people will fucking alter their face just because they want to look different. Like when you're spending that much money to satisfy your ego, and then you're never satisfied before ever putting like a fucking $100 in a stranger's hand or ever considering or thinking of doing anything like that, then you're a fake ass fucking person, and I got no place for you on my earth. I got no room for fucking fake people on my fucking planet, because I was a part of that world, and that world has led us to where we are now. And so I made a commitment fucking 8 years ago that I'm gonna fucking tell them the truth as I experience it, and I do. And the fucking world is like, no, I want to live in a lie. We like it better where butt stuff prevails. That's fucking America, dude. These big strong dudes, they're usually bottoms. So I'm more about celibacy. See, I never been about that chase and sensation world. Look at the world. Like look at all that people have just because they're freaking show off their parts. Pornhub, fucking, it's just all Satan's winning, all that shit. It's all self-will, just instant gratification. So yeah, America's fucking fucked. Because people are just too busy going around, living that best life. And they ignore the people. We're supposed to be the answers to people's prayers. Just like when I was a little girl, Mom, we used to pray all the time. Please, God, please pray, help us out of this situation. Help us find a place to live. Keep us safe, God. And it happened. These things happen. We didn't pray for big fucking houses or ATVs or fucking multiple houses in different cities or annual vacations. And I see the same people even on my own Facebook league. They're all stuck on the same loops. Every year they go back to Florida. Like you're having the same experience. You're just a different version of yourself having the same experience. They can spend all this money and all this effort and all this energy traveling on airports when this sucks and that sucks. But they can never fucking go out from 6 to 10 in the morning and go fucking help an old lady clean out her gutters, mow her lawn, and fucking, clean up fucking debris so her house doesn't burn down. So the world is oh so too selfish. And so now Earth is an etch-a-sketch. So Creator's gonna be like, you fucking butt bandits did it again. We gotta wipe out civilization because y'all fucking suck and are too fucking selfish. So let's see where it's impacted. But then I don't really believe in all the damage that, because you have like a 5.3 and you have these cities that are leveled, but then you have a 7.0 and then nothing fucking happens. So it's just all to instill fear, because if you instill the fear in people, then that will create the reality. If you plant the seed, that creates the reality. But instead of letting people know that they can create their own reality that's better for everybody in their environment, dude, let people do what they want to do. Like if a kid wants to be like, dude, I wonder where I would be in life if I was allowed to go out and use an excavator when I was 8 years old, because I had the aptitude for it. See, I have abilities. But see, if I got to sit in the seat, then I'm taking away from a man. That's been my whole life. And as far as I'm concerned, I think it's really fucking funny that they say men women, they start off smarter than men. We're the creator. We create life. We don't need men to have babies. As IVH, all this stuff. Like, you don't need, like, they don't even need women anymore to have babies. Okay? So people are obsolete at this point. Right? So, you got all these women that freaking, and then they say, about 14, 15, like, all of a sudden, men, woo, intellect, boom, shoot right past women. All of a sudden, it's like, they get to 14, women are smarter than boys, and then all of a sudden, nope, boys are smarter than girls. That's not the case. It's not about them being smarter. That's about the time that they start getting muscles and start getting more active. So that's the time that they start becoming more fucking overbearing and more bullies and putting women in their place and blah, 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 blah. So it has nothing about doing smart. See, the whole world has been hijacked. They say might's not right, but look at the fucking mighty big assholes that are in charge on planet Earth right now. And sitting at home, kumbaya, and all that shit, people gotta do better than that, man. I want to see substations where you can go in the morning, 6 o'clock, frickin' check out a weed whacker, and then just go out and frickin' people can just go like fucking, like trim weeds and freaking do shit, put on their headphones, go out, work 3-4 hours, boom, $80, $100, keep them hydrated, have people going around making sure everyone's okay, like really building community. But you have the people that spend billions of dollars on fucking nothing. They're like, no, we can't do that because these people don't deserve it. Well, in your mind, those people don't deserve it. In my mind, everybody fucking deserves it. They just don't want to deal with your fucking bullshit HR. They don't want to do what you say when you say it, because you're not a very creditable source. Every fucking burr brat in America. So let's see, how bad is it gonna be? How bad is it gonna get this week? How many people are going to figure out how easy it is to fucking end somebody's life just because you punch them in the face? Because ego. More people are doing it. Hi, Mom. Want to say hi, Mom? Here. There. Wave again. Cute little lady. So I'm just staying out of people's way. But I am seeing more people in the community. Like all these people in charge, it's funny. Come out to our meeting and tell us what you want us to do. Nah. I'll tell you what, I'll put all my ideas out here, and then if you find anything viable, go ahead and email me, straightpeoplelikeRainbows2@gmail.com. You come at me direct, and maybe I'll work with you. But you show up as a stupid cousin, I guess the world ain't ready for solutions yet. Because there's plenty of them out there. You just have the fucking dumb cousins that are like, no, we can't do that. But we can hire, we could spend $5.2 billion on refacing a building, and then we, like, $11.4 million on a bus depot, a transit station, that's just for employees. It's not even like where people can go and like get out. It's not even like a bus stop. It's just for the small selected few. Like everybody in Taos County, you could got like 11.4 million. There's only 30,000 people in Taos County, and half of those people aren't even permanent. Like everybody could have had their own car, but no, they gotta waste money on stupid cousin bullshit, and then we gotta watch us smart people that have good ideas, and they'll never do it because that'll disrupt their idea. That'll disrupt their stupid concert in the parks, and their committees that they made to fucking rename the park. Like all their fucking committees, like they have a fucking committee for everything. They have a committee for affordable housing. It started 3 years ago. Is there any fucking affordable housing? No, but all these people in fucking committees have a place to live and freaking have income and have, you know, money in their bank, and they've probably gone on vacation every year working for some bullshit false nonprofit, you know, saying we care and getting paid for it. That's America. Like, how much money can people make for bullshit? Like, Trump even fucking, dude, off his own wife. So, like, dude fucking buried his wife in the backyard just so he doesn't have to pay taxes. Like, it's just, everything's a racket. And regular people are just trying to get by and live and not die. You know? But have some sort of symbol. That's what mental health is the fucking crazy people that have a belief that there's people that don't deserve to have basic needs met in America. But we can fucking fight fake wars. And we can blow up our own buildings and blame it on men in a cave. And everybody knows that fucking America did it to America, but they just sit and allow it every year in and year out as long as, hey, they get fucking fireworks to blow up and Santa Claus, yeah, teach kids to sit on old men's lap and that's okay. You know, it's all lies. America's just a big fucking lie. And if you don't go on with the lie, well, what is that called? Not anti-American. It's not anti-Semitic because that's just for one group of people. It's just you're against America if you don't fucking care about people. You're against America if you don't fucking give a shit about fucking the rampant cats and dogs, you know, that are just part of the food chain because spay and neuter and like the whole tree's garbage, and so now it's all collapsing, and I really don't feel bad about it at all because I tried real hard to get people to raise up and they didn't want to do it. So I get to go collectively along with the fucking consequences just like everybody else. I just am not going to go out in it because I know where I live, people feel so bad about themselves because of the choices that they made. They made choices in their life and they're so unhappy with the choices that they made, so now they're going to take it out on the whole world. So let me know how that works out for you, okay? Instead of making anything better. Right? All Bills are the same. All James are the same. All Jerrys are the same. All Lorettas are the same. All dogs named Tucker are the same. They're all good dogs, right? Bill. What do you know about Bill? I know people named Bill. Wrestlers. You know, just more of those. You just have never had to trek a hard trail in your whole life. You just had your whole life just planned out for you. It's just as long as you do what you're told. You know, keep your head down. You can have all your freaking everything your heart desires. You never have to never have to help nobody pick themselves up that fall down. Right? Right? That's the American dream. Come on. Like, how much can people have from doing fucking nothing significant? Everybody in Hollywood, they have so much. You know, they have so much that they could walk away from how much they have to go live in other countries. You know, they didn't do anything to make this place better. But they're just, oh, F America, this place is trash. But none of them did anything. No Rosie O'Donnell, no Ellen, like none of those people. All these people that are just like, I can't, like California's awful. In-N-Out Burgers leaving California, they're moving to Tennessee. But what did they do to make it better? How many shower stations? How many people did they house? Like, how much did they give of themselves to help other people put themselves in a better standing? And less people are doing that. So the cracks of society are getting wider. And now everybody's going to have to deal with the consequences. Because I don't care where you live in America, more towns, like downtown, it's just going to smell like piss. Just get to like I remember San Francisco in the 90s, like that's you breathing through your mouth, hot days, nasty, gross. And now, like they have apps letting you know where the shit is, or maybe they cleaned it, they're up their act. But my point is you leave people destitute, that neglect will fucking ooze over and become an inconvenience to everyone. And that is what is happening. And it's going to happen more unless cities start putting fucking potty patties out for everybody to use. Make the world accessible. Because we see what happens when access is denied. They're making it harder for fucking people to live in their cars. They're making it harder for fucking people to survive. That lets me know that they are fearful themselves. And in order to turn that fear around, just fucking help people. Money is a made-up constraint. All we should be doing is like having contests on like who we can get out of bad situations in our local community. We're just supposed to be custodians of the earth and keep things clean, take care of each other, animals. But no, you got a little fucking rich bitch from South Africa. If you go outside, throw garbage on the ground. Mr. State Trooper comes up, writes you a ticket, $300 for littering. But some shit stain on the fucking fabric of society that nobody liked. But again, he was given privilege. He can fucking make shit that is never gonna go into space. Because humans aren't smart enough. We ain't gonna break through the firmament. It ain't never happened. That's more contrived fucking reality. Don't believe it. All you gotta do is say that it happened, and they'll believe it. And if you ever been in a planetarium, you would see the simulation. It would be real easy for people to see the simulation. I see the simulation every day. Somebody's just like somebody else. But what are they doing with it? Nothing. They're not doing anything exceptional. I go out all the time. We're always going out looking for exceptional people. I'll look at somebody, I'll be like, oh, they kind of look exceptional, and then I'll ask them and see. Let's find out how they're exceptional. Nope, they're just part of the program. They're just another NPC. Self-absorbed. They just live in their head. Never do nothing for anybody else. Never, ever, ever. Why would anybody do anything for anybody else? Especially these people that everything they have is because it was given to them. They didn't fucking earn it. I haven't known anybody in years that is like worked so hard for what they have. I know a lot of people that have what they have because it was given to them to somebody else. But how they forget. How they forget. They just think that, oh, they're such wonderful human beings. And they're just, all they do is perpetuate an ideology that doesn't exist. And now our President Biff, is just doing what he does. Just create division. When I go out, I'm looking for people, hey, they're going to work with me. We could work together, right? No, I see people that it's like, they're going to have me do the fucking heavy lifting. And then when it comes to what, my idea, nope, they got nothing. They got to go do nothing, right? because I'm the one-sided finder. So that's what I size people up pretty easy. I could tell who's going to do one. Who'd rather do a whole bunch of nothing than something. And then I just, oh, they're not part of my world, huh, Mom? Yep. I can't fucking stand lazy people. Like, I get, you know, like you get to relax and recharge your batteries and stuff like that, but America don't even fucking work hard enough to even get tired to recharge its batteries. It's just freaking on to the next thing, sensation to chase. It's the next fun thing to do, just one fun thing, and then the local governments just give them stupid fun shit to do, and then they'll never do anything productive. Just give just give them little trinkets, and they'll never expand past that. Oh well. Anyway, you getting hungry, Mom?
A little bit.
We had bagels for breakfast and yogurt. That was good, huh? With cream cheese. One regular cream cheese and one jalapeno. I was gonna go out this morning, but I missed the boat. So if it gets cool later, maybe we'll go out. Mom will go for a drive. She's been getting antsy, so we've been going out and going for walks in the afternoon and stuff like that. But it's just too hot to be in the direct sunlight. So because we don't got AC in the Suburban. It's supposed to cool down a little bit this week. And I know that people are freaking, you know, they're just going to go out and get in the mix. And then, like, what am I seeing more and more of? I see more cars, you know, people losing their minds and taking cars out in parking lots. Like, I've done things in blackouts. Lucky for me, I haven't done something that's caused so much damage, but I remember one time I lit a cigarette in a movie theater, the Cascade movie theater. Because I used to hang out with my friends there. They worked there back in '96. And they would freaking, and like, we'd hang out after hours when they'd get new movies. They'd put them up and we'd smoke, you know, we'd go back in the back room and smoke weed and then, like, drink beer and smoke cigarettes while we watched the movies and stuff. And so this one time I was in a blackout and I didn't realize that the theater was still in operating hours during hours of operation, and I lit a cigarette thinking that it was after hours, and people started coming out of the movie, and I got in trouble because the dude I know came up and freaking grabbed the freaking cigarette out of my mouth, and it was like, yeah, I got in trouble because I get stuck in different timelines. So what alcohol does, it puts me in places that I'm not in the same place as everybody else. I think alcohol does that for a lot of people. That's why so many people have such a hard time with it, because every time they drink, they go back to a point in life that they're angry or they're sad about. And then they take that out into the present moment, and then they react based on past fears. And so you got a lot of people that are acting out because of shit that fucking doesn't even matter anymore. Because they're not even the same people that it happened to. So, anyway, I think I've run my mouth long enough. We're in the season 5 of Schitt's Creek. That's what we're watching. Me and Mom are watching Schitt's Creek. Yeah, and you know, we're just gonna enjoy each other's company because freaking Earth's getting so crazy so fast, and where I live, like, it's dangerous. There's a national news story. I saw it, came across my FYP, because I don't know what other people see about Taos, but there's a national news story. Dude fucking got taken literally, like, across the street, like, right by where I live. She got taken off the fucking street. It, like, broad daylight. Like, nobody knows what happened to this woman. Somebody knows what happened, but nobody's talking. So it's like, you know, and you got all these little shit stains that they got the zoomings inside, and they got the, you know, their little go fast cars that they're trying to make their zoomies, you know, go fast outside, so they can make their zoomies inside match their zoomies outside with their big stupid trucks that they never fucking do anything with. Like, what do you fucking haul in that truck? With your 8-inch lift kit. Like, what do you fucking do? You fucking drive around looking like a fucking dumbass. That's what they do because they're allowed. Because nobody ever said, hey, discipline yourself. Hey, restrain yourself. Hey, you don't have to act like a douche. You don't have to do coal rolls in people's faces with your black smoke. You don't have to drive like an asshole. But hey, so many of them choose to do so with their free will. While us rest of us decent fucking human beings just have to accept it because it's just how it is in America. That's about all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a rad day. Do something to inconvenience yourself for somebody else today. Peace.